10th LILA PRISM lecture. We're very happy that we have Sadanand Menon and Anita Cherian with us today to reflect on the state of art institutions in this country. As you know, many of you know, this series of lectures is slowly evolving into a discourse on the possibilities of transformation in the developmental context of India. We are not looking at any overnight solutions, but this is indeed a space. We are trying to facilitate a democratic space to discuss, to examine, to critique, and applaud where it is needed. The paradigms and models of development that we have. In this, it's very important that we are looking at continuities and connections. The day before yesterday, we had Ambai speaking about the politics of translation and the ways of seeing and interpreting texts and authors. An extension of this would be like how the politics of creating and maintaining cultural spaces. And in this context, this lecture is very significant. Most of you know Sadanand well, and I don't want to encroach into Anita's territory and say anything at all in terms of introducing him. But I would like to mention a special connection that LILA has with Sadanand. In a way, the LILA's gets its organizational name. We call our foundation a foundation for translocal initiatives. This name has come to us because of him. So I would just like to mention how this came about. Like this was a year back, more than a year back, before LILA was born. It was a very casual kind of exchange between Sadanand and me, where he was looking at one of my papers on education, where I had used this word glocal, and he changed it into translocal, and in fact suggested and said, like, the things that you're looking at in this paper, translocal is a term that would be apt to use. And since then, this term has stayed with me, and it has become a kind of major site of thought, reflection. And when I was registering this LILA as a trust, I had no doubt that I wanted to call it a Foundation for Translocal Initiatives because of the tentativeness embedded in this concept, and also because of the continuity and connection that's possible within the frame of translocality. So this is a moment of acknowledgement and deep appreciation for his engagement. And thank you, Sadanand, for that moment of sharing. And today we have Anita with us. It's very significant that Anita is introducing Sadanand. If you've been regulars at these lectures, you would know that the chairs and the chairs are actually suggested by the speakers themselves, because we want to facilitate that space of exchange where there's a kind of organic, meaningful communication happening. So Sadanand had suggested Anita because her areas of research are kind of very directly connected to the topic that we are discussing today. I briefly introduce Anita, and then she can take it forward. Anita is a teacher at Indraprastha College for Women at University of Delhi, and in the past she was a fellow at the Indian Institute of Advanced Studies, Shimla, and a teacher of media studies at the Asian College of Journalism in Chennai, where Sadanand is also teaching. Her research interests are in the areas of cultural policy and cultural studies, theatre history, performance studies, and cultural labor under the regimes of neoliberalism. At present, she is finishing up a manuscript on the institutional production of a national theatre in the years following.